heard you like the moons, so we put some moons on your Dark of the Moon. Walmart exclusive. Yeah, you'll probably see this on end caps at your local Walmart within the next week. This whole set costs less than $20. Silver along the bottom, very chromium reflective. Alright. Some of his features. In vehicle mode, Commetor has this really cool kind of star, Starcom, Star Alliance, something cool symbol on the side. Very cool. My mold. In this form, its action feature is that it has spring-loaded shock absorbers, so it can bounce and stuff. Thing about it. It has a nice gold application on the ammo clip, which I totally dig. So, you know, this essentially has 3 points of movement thanks to it being on this double hinge and also just being a pegged-in weapon that can rotate. It has these propane cylinders based on the concept, the Sector 7 vehicle that it was originally from. What I like to do, as I was trying to explain, is that when it comes out of the box, I like to flip his head around. That way it's not revealed from the other side. It just looks like, you know, truck parts from underneath. Very nice. You can't really tell that those are arms or legs or anything, really. There's some cool automorph back here that you can play with. I like to just mess around with that. What happens is that you, simple automorph, because this is essentially a 2008-07 mold. Very simple. You press on these and it raises up the grill. Fan things, engine blocks, whatever they are. Let's see. Cool little glossy panels up here. And the windshield isn't clear anymore. It's, well, yeah, it's not clear at all. It's, in fact, it's all white from underneath, so you just get this completely tinted over black window, which isn't bad. It's not distracting. You do get the seats, which was pretty cool feature. Basically, his hands form fairly realistic seats. They vary a bit based on your orientation of the ball socket, but you can get it pretty close. It accents the Prime's blue and white, and with something a little bit more industrial and military. I think that's a really nice flavor in this 2-pack. Optimus Prime, better known as the Voyager Battle Blades Prime, but he's got a couple of retools, none in this form, obviously. He's just got some paint differences. His plastic color for this, all these gray bits, is a much darker gray, which is very sharp, very nice. It comes out a little, might come out a little brownish on my camera, but it's actually a very nice deep gunmetal, and you gotta like it. What you might not like are these star patterns across the vehicle, and this moon in the window. Moon kind of looks like Optimus Prime has a big monocle on his truck face, and you can still do the eyebrow raising thing that you could do on the Revenge of the Fallen leader, with the truck having eyebrows, huh? But yeah, it's all over here. Just star decos. And I think I get it, because the theme of the pack is that it's a moon mission where they're hunting Decepticons on the moon. It's pretty realistic to me, considering that the movieverse Optimus has this really glossy paint job in the films. So if he does make it to the moon and starts driving around on the moon in pursuit, then yeah, he will be reflecting the stars in space, and possibly you could say that that's the Earth reflected in his windshield, not the moon. So under that pretense, but I kind of like the idea that his glossy paint job would be reflecting all the stars around him. It's not that glossy here, but imagine, if you will, if he was his true Peterbilt glossiness that he is in the films, and then he's reflecting all the stars in space. So that's pretty cool. Then again, I am talking about the realism of a robot semi-truck, driving on the moon. Sections right there, just these tabs, they're really tight and they click into these bottom gray bits. Then you fold all this up. It's kind of like the leader Optimus Prime. You separate these sections, just unclip them from there. These kind of spread out. I know this is a little overwhelming, isn't it? Then you click out the feet and the toe. Spur of the toe, really. Oh, that's nice. Okay, then we flip all of this up so that it connects with the knees. Cool. Cool. There's this joint. This little joint right here at the back. One of these. Let's see. Get these things out of the way. I'm going to flip these back. They were our wheel covers. And yeah, this heavy joint right here on the waist, it wasn't very clear if the hinge would give, and getting that hinge to give gives you just that extra amount of wiggle room to make it all the way up to the nose of the truck when you're doing the whole big fold over thing, getting it from robot to vehicle mode. When you pull it apart, it just sort of comes across like that. It's on a big slider thing like you have on the Star Wars Transformers that are lousy, but on this one it's actually good. So, I mean, it's actually deep enough so it won't break on you. So, here you go. You just pop them in, pull them around if you like. We're free down here to move the arms down and about. And then, come on, lift up on this red piece and get, there he is, Prime's head. Kind of important. There's this spark chamber, by the way. It comes with this orange matrix. You gotta make sure you have this orange matrix when you open up the box. You want to open up this chest and make sure you have it, because my first copy of this toy did not come with the orange matrix. It is a tiny, easily lost piece. So kind of a tricky process, but basically you just slot that into the top of the red section and you're good to go. Let's make sure that these arms flip out the hooks. Yes, hooks. You don't have to, but I think it helps get it out of the way. Flip those out, panels out. These little blue panels with the metallic coat paint out to the side, so it more replicates his movie chest model. And then you click them onto those tabs down there. It's not always exact, but you can try and get it to lock in. They're on ball joints, so you have plenty of mobility. Close. We're still not done. You can flip that up, pull out the arms. Very nice touch. Hand comes out. And hand comes out. Now you could put the hand back into that socket if you want to be movie accurate when he's got these blades out. So make sure that these stacks are rotated to the shoulder. It's very simple, but in robot mode, this new Prime is a walking instrument of destruction with his new hook toolings. Attractive to collectors looking to pick up this mold again. The hooks are kind of rubbery, maybe a little bit more so than the swords that came with the Battle Blades Prime, but they are pretty cool. They're not articulated like the one on the leader, but they're much smaller than the leader's hooks. He also has a retooled head, which has his mouth plate, but I actually do like it more than the mouth plates on some of the leaders. I mean, lack of battle plate. His eyes have been painted over, though he still has his light piping, I think. Anyway, his eyes have been painted over in sort of the Allspark blue. But he's got a very serious expression on his face. I kind of like it, because from a distance it just looks scary. In addition to the retractable battle hooks, which are kind of retractable, I don't really do that. But I don't really like doing that unless you're trying unless you're in vehicle mode conversion, because it just looks like hooks hanging out on his shoulders. So instead, I just like to leave him weaponized and detach these canisters from his back, so that these are more like holsters. I think you know where I'm going here. Another flip, click. I think add a lot to his look. Without these guns, he's kind of a passable toy, but with them, he's like dead solid guns. Dead solid John Wayne Optimus Prime. It's just crazy good with these guns on him. Better than some of the leaders in terms of visual impact. He does have some sort of United, Transformers United-esque metallic paint apps. They're not everywhere, but there's some up here on the windows, some here on the legs, and I think the head has some. Nice metallic applications. Separating these wheels from the main body, maybe pulling them back a little for the accurate movie transformation, frees up, or, well, he's got quite a few joints in the legs thanks to the transformation, but also just for the sake of articulation. This goes side to side, and by separating the wheels up here, you can also get a swivel, 360, bend at the knee. Doesn't bend a lot, but then again, Optimus Prime needs his balance. And speaking of Commetor, kind of a cool retro name. Commetor's transformation is pretty basic, but it does some cool things. Not gonna lie here. See, really straightforward. You start out with the basic arms unfolding. Good to have it in this position to show you. And oh yes, I should mention that another reason that I like to flip the head around is so that when you lift up this panel, you have his head as sort of engine detail. I think that's more of what the designers intended with him in the landmine mold. As you can see, lots of gold plastic is going to be revealed in the robot mode. Hopefully these won't suffer from GPS. I don't think it's GPS plastic, it's more orangey, and they're just using a better gold mix, perhaps, these days. Chemical mixes of plastics. Flip out his claws. And these are cool, these heel spurs that are wheels. They click in and they pull down. It's a very satisfying deluxe. I'm sure a lot of collectors are just happy to get another opportunity to see this in a line, because it's one of the best deluxes from that older movie line around. I think in order to get the clearance, I have to have the head flipped, rotated about, and pointed up. Chest comes down in a very G1 Jazz kind of way, or prowl, bonnet kind of thing. And that's basically it. That is Commetor. He's got good articulation. The cannon can be on his back, like so. And sometimes, though I kind of like it as a pistol, even though you're kind of stressing out, you're almost stressing out the ammo clip, though you can get by just using this as a big handle. That claw on his hand with all these joints in his hand. See, he's got a thumb, sort of, and like slash blade fingers, and then it just can close all the way, or it can make a fist, kind of, due to the slash blade. And then it can hold the pistol. That looks really awesome. Pistol's nice and black, gloss black, with the gold ammo clip 4. And I do like how that looks. Just old school weapons. Does match up pretty well with Optimus Prime as well. He has waist articulation, always a treat. The Optimus does not have a waist articulation. You can kind of get, if you use these cylinders, you can kind of get him some ankle articulation for balancing, kind of. But it's basically just like the front of the foot moving out. Kind of like the precursor to Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe. He's got roller skate feet, but they kind of lock. They try to. And you gotta flip these down for a little automorph. All well understood things about this toy. He's got a compilation of ball joints up here in the arm that lets you do stuff. Yeah, they're mostly repaints. Yeah, Optimus Prime is a retool. But yes, they're molds we've had before, but really, I am enjoying these guys. Maybe it's just me re-experiencing the molds again. Maybe it's just that I like the concept of multi-packs, battle packs, if you were. These guys have a good story to their mission on the moon, and it's very inspiring for play. So that is my review of Commetor and Optimus Prime.